Hello everyone. So we looked at this last time, this post here, and I was talking about the new course I have, which is over on my website. Let's jump over there real quick and we'll just see the course, just pechephoto.com and One Light tutorials. And the course we're going to be talking about today is the new One Light Real Estate Photography Volume 2. So the techniques in this course are going to apply to what we're talking about today. So as you can see here, the question in this Facebook group, when we talked about this in the last video, was how do you light this? And it's very difficult, of course, but the stuff we go over in the course allows you to light spaces like this from behind the camera. All right, it's from behind the camera, and you're not losing anything. It's not like you're losing. Not like you're losing the lighting back here and this far reaches. So you're able to get better lighting. So let's just go, for example, at the way he lit this photo. He mentioned in the description there, well, I'll just tell you, you can trust me. He mentioned that he put light stands in here. And not only is that a little bit more cumbersome, and you have to move those light stands around, but it's the lighting's not as good, and you don't have as much control. And I think you're going to see that, of course, when you go through the class. You're going to see you're going to have a lot more control. You're going to have a lot more options, all from behind the camera. All right. So let's just go on, because I thought one of the questions many of you may have is, well, can I light every single space the way you're talking about? And the ones we've gone through so far, yes, you can. Like this one, you might use 2, maybe 3 flash frames from behind the camera. And I go ahead and talk about something I call machine gun lighting, where you don't even have to really think. You just get a few flash frames and you move on to the next photo. You're going to be taken care of in post there with insurance. You just bam, bam, bam. And you're going to be able to take care of any reflections, anything you need. You don't even have to think, really. This is very powerful, because your light is going to be moving, and so you're going to be able to, if you have a reflection, say in this window, well, you're going to be able to take care of it with another frame. You're not even going to have to look closely at your frames in the field. You could possibly get in trouble one day, so don't, but... And so same here. You could light this same technique right behind the camera with maybe 3 flash frames. Okay, so those are all very doable. That's what I wanted to cover here. And so many people left photos that I wanted to sort of, I thought one of the big questions might be something like, well, can I do it with every single photo? So let's check out this one. And this one, yeah, I think you can do it. So once again, maybe 2 or 3 flash frames. When you start to get in trouble is when you get these adjoining spaces, but in this case it would work because it's sort of really wide open door right there. So if we had a door right here, it might be a little different. So, but this space technique would work for sure. I feel like you might have to go back here and take care of this little stairwell if you went really fast in your shutter speed. But let's just keep moving on. The answer there is yes, 2 or 3 flash frames, you'd be good to go. Let's keep moving on. This one is a definite yes for sure. With the technique we're talking about, you'd be able to light this right from behind the camera, get really nice, great looking results. Like I'm saying, I feel like there's a lot of even better ways, things to better things to look forward to with this technique. So when you have a little off-white ceiling like this, the technique will work, and as you guys probably have figured out for yourselves, you can bounce off stuff like this. And whenever you have ceiling fans or stuff like this right here, you can go ahead and usually use the ceiling. So yeah, it'll work in this space too. This is extending back, and there's actually a little, so you might have to walk back here in this case and get a flash frame from back here because it's extending, sort of turning back. But I think generally, okay, it's hard for me to talk about every single scenario here. And this one for sure, it would work. Wayne's doing that. He's getting a little tighter, which I do recommend, and that's one of the things I didn't touch on in the last video, where I think if you guys are really thinking, what you're going to do is avoid a lot of these compositions where there's just too much going on. You're going to want to get a little tighter. I think everyone's done good for the most part here, but one of the techniques I use is I'll get a shot like this where I'm showing how the room's all tied together, and I'll get one of those, but after that I sort of try and get tighter in on these areas, like the shot of the kitchen, a shot of the living room or the dining room over there, and then a shot of this living area. Okay, but as you guys know, that's why I'm making this video. There's a lot of open floor plan type spaces like this, and these can be one of the biggest sort of amounts of time that are taking you on site, these large rooms like this. So that's why I'm saying this is so powerful for you guys. Not only are you moving faster, but you're getting better control of your lighting, and you're doing it in a sort of more controlled way. Okay, so let's see if I think we looked at that one, and this one, I think all these fall. I think most of you guys know, even with like a normal, high ceilings like this, is not as difficult. All right, so that was this one's getting a lot longer. And I do think you could do it here, all right? I do think you could use it here. I'm not really crazy about his composition. This is what I was talking about. You want to get a little tighter, like the point Wayne was making back there. But yeah, high ceilings, usually you have a lot more leverage. Something like this, yep. Even though it's a low ceiling, you're going to be able to get in there and light it from behind the camera, all right? Let's see because I know I saw one or two examples where I'm like, nope, you won't be able to do it. So we're working our way down there. High ceilings, yeah, you're going to be able to light this from behind the camera, no problem. You might need one flash frame sort of going off this way and another one sort of going off this way. You're going to be able to get light everywhere you need from behind the camera in that case. And same, this one is, yeah, this is a little, if I wanted to do this composition, first of all, I probably wouldn't do it, but this is just, I'd probably just turn out all the lights and do HDR here if it was me, because this is going way back there. So this would probably be a no, and we sort of have this, you got to have like a clear path there, so you wouldn't be able to light this area from behind the camera, okay? So, well, I just wanted to point out you can't work miracles with this technique. Everyone knows it doesn't apply to every single space, but I think, I could say something like, I think the original post was some really good examples where, 90% of the really tough spaces you have like this is going to work with the technique in the class, okay? So let's work our way back. Let's try and find one or two. All of these it would work, okay? Let's try and find one or two where the technique wouldn't work. So here it would work. Let's try and find one where it might not work, just to give you guys an idea. And I think it would be working right there. All right, so I think our ratio is like 9 out of 10. It's doing fine. The technique I'm talking. I think it would work here. I thought I saw one, or I guess not. I'm not even kidding. I thought I saw one or two where I said to myself, it wouldn't work there. But I think this one it would. Now, maybe this is the one I was thinking, but I just looked at this thumbnail. But now that I look at this, yeah, I think you could do it here. I think the only one we really came across, and that's really, I think that's a good grade, is this one. You'd probably have to do a little bit more lighting going ahead and walking back into this room back here in this particular composition, all right? So I hope that helped just give you an idea of what percentage of your photos in these sort of awkward long spaces. I think the one general thing, it didn't really come up, I don't know how, but usually a lot of times, I don't know why it's not really coming up here, but usually in a lot of these larger spaces, you'll have, let's just make it up here because I don't see any really good examples. We'll have to just sort of fabricate this example. Let's just say, I think we were sort of talking about it at the start there. Let's find that one. Let's just say there was a door. This wasn't a sort of open space here. It was a door, and there was like a pantry or a bedroom over here or something, and there was a door right here. Well, with my technique, you're going to be able to do 95% of your lighting from behind the camera, but you might need to walk back and sort of get another frame in that room because it might come out kind of dark. A lot of times the ambient light will light it if there's a window in the room and you won't have to worry. But, and I was mentioning before where, we might have to do something with this particular stairwell too if it got too dark in that case. All right. So I hope that helps. Any questions out there? Because I know, it's hard to invest money and not know exactly, the benefits you're getting. So don't forget, using the leverage from behind the camera, the lighting leverage and the fast and the controlled nature of this. I really think it's a good way to do things. I think it's the best way to do things. And we also go into some details in the class. So how to shoot details for your real estate photography. This is becoming really popular because you know, sort of this is a good way to look at it. Instagram sort of square photos like this. So people want these tighter details. So we go into how to shoot those at the last portion of the class. So and we also go into how to light more, like Bradley was talking about there. If you do sort of run into a problem, or if you want to maybe take more time and make a nicer looking photo, we do go into how to walk in here and sort of light this, you know, standing within the frame, which the whole point of this video is saying you don't really have to do that anymore. But so you could light this standing in the frame, standing from behind the camera too, but it just turns out in the class I chose to show you how to do this sort of in a different way. Okay, that was the point there. All right, so let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for tuning in, and see you for the next one.